Welcome to the lecture of artificial intelligence. In last lecture we have seen introduction of constraint satisfaction problem. In today's lecture we are going to talk about backtracking algorithm for solving constraint satisfaction problems. So we are used to backtracking example. We have seen backtracking into the DFS algorithm, but the difference between the backtracking that we were using in DFS and this is that the backtracking we were using in DFS, where we were visiting to the immediate node of that graph, but in this case of backtracking we are going to visit the node at which the conflict occurs. So this is known as a intelligent backtracking. So this is all about the backtracking algorithm. Now we are going to solve map coloring problem using this backtracking algorithm. So let's see, this is the map coloring example that we have seen in the last lecture. This is a graph of Australia which contains the Western Australia, Northern Territory, South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria and Tasmania. So in this case the variables are all the regions of the map of Australia. Domain contains three colors, that is red, green, blue, and obviously the constraint is adjacent regions must not have the same colors. So let's start. This algorithm works exactly like DFS. The difference is that we are going to backtrack at the node where the conflict occurs. So let's see. So we are having three branches. We will give one color to Western Australia. First we will give red color to Western Australia, then we will give green color to Western Australia, and then we will give blue color to Western Australia. Likewise we move. Then as in DFS we are moving downwards vertically. So same we are going to do in this case. We choose initially, or we can say randomly, red color for the Western Australia. Now there are two options we can give to the Northern Territory. As the Northern Territory is the neighborhood region, so it won't have same color as red. So we are having two options. First is green and second is blue. Let's move with the green. If we move with the green, then we are having another region near to it, that is Queensland. So we are having again two options for the Queensland. One is red and second is blue, because as our constraint says, the neighborhood regions should not have the same color. Now again we are having three options here. So at this point the conflict occurs, because if we think about South Australia, we can't give South Australia any of the three colors, because if we give red color, the so your constraint will get violet. If you give green color, again your constraint will get violet, and if you give blue color, again your constraint will go violet. So you will backtrack at the moment where conflict occurs. So you will visit to the second stage of the graph. So this is how backtracking works. Now improving backtracking efficiency. Now general purpose methods can give huge gains in a speed. So there are 3 points that we should think about backtracking. First is which variable should be assigned next. Second is in what order should its values be tried. And third is can we detect failure as early as possible. Now, so for solving these three problems, we are having few options. First option is that we can assign a value to the most constraint variable, and second option is that we can assign value to the least constraint variable, right? So most constraint variable, choose the variable with the fewest legal values, right? Because that constraint will have more that variable will have more constraints, so that it will have less legal values. So in this case the most constraint variable is South Australia. Why South Australia? Because South Australia is having age with almost every other region, right? So if you give color firstly to the South Australia, then you will have more legal values for other variables. So a good idea is to use it as a try breaking among most constraint variable. Most constraint variable is choose the variable with most constraints on remaining variables, right? So this is how it works. So first we have given color to the South Australia. After South Australia, the second most constrained variable is Northern Territory, because it is again having the most connected edges with all of the region. And the third variable is Queensland, because again it is having edge with almost 4 variables, right? So this is how it works. Now next idea is that instead of using most constraint variable, we can use a least constraint variable. So given a variable to assign, choose the least constraint variable. So in this case, the Western Australia is a least constraint variable because it is having edge with only 2 territories. It is having edge with only 2 areas. So we will give color firstly to the Western Australia. So we assign color to the Western Australia red. Then we are having two options, blue and green. So the second least constraint variable is Northern Territory. So we will assign green to the Northern Territory. Again we will have two branches. We are having two options for Queensland. First you can give red and second you can give blue. So this is how it works. Combining these heuristics makes 1000 queens feasible. So when we apply this method for the queens problem, we can apply this method to the more than 100 queens problem. Like, so here we have given 1000 queens feasible. Then there is one more method of backtracking, so that is known as a forward checking. So idea behind forward checking is that keep track of remaining legal values for unassigned variable. So if we assign, see, initially we are having three options for each and every variable. There are 6 variables. So for 6 variables we are having 3 options available, that is RGB, that is red, green, blue. But as we assign one value to every variable, one value to one variable, then we are remaining with only 2 options. So we are going to keep track of that option. So this is how this method works. Now terminate search when any variable has no legal values. So initially we are having 6 variables, that is Western Australia, Northern Territory, South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria and Tasmania. So we are having 7 variables in this case. Tasmania is outside the graph. So I have said 6 variables. So let's say 7 variables. Now for every variable we are having 3 values, that is red, green and blue. Now let's say we have assigned red value to the Western Australia. Now we have assigned red value to the Western Australia. Now for Northern Territory we are having two options, green and blue. We can't give red because they are neighboring states and it will violate our constraint. So for Northern Territory we are having two options, that is green and blue. For Queensland we are having 3 options, red, green, blue, because Western Australia and Queensland are not neighbors, right? So you can give same color to both the variables. Now for New South Wales you are again having 3 options, red, green, blue, because again Western Australia and New South Wales are not neighbors. And for Victoria again we are having 3 options because again they are not neighbors. But for South Australia we are having only 2 options, that is blue and green, because Western Australia and South Australia are neighbors and they can't have same color, right? So this is how it works. Now next, now in third, as we move forward, as we have seen for Western Australia red color is fixed. Now for Northern Territory we were having two options, green and blue. Now we will assign blue color to the Northern Territory, right? Now for Queensland we should assign green, because we can't assign blue because Northern Territory is having blue and they are neighbors, so they must not have same color. And Western Australia is having red color, so we can't assign red also. So we will assign green color to the Queensland. Now for New South Wales we are having two options, red and blue. For Victoria we are again having 3 options because no neighborhood has same color, so red, green, blue. And South Australia having only one option remaining with it, that is blue. And Tasmania is having all the 3 options because it is outside the map. Now so our colors are As per previous slide, Western Australia is red, Northern Territory is blue, Queensland is green, uh, New South Wales is red, Victoria is blue, South Australia, no color is remaining for South Australia because see, if you see South Australia, you can't give red to it because Western Australia is already having red. You can't give blue because Northern Territory is already having blue, and you can't give green because Queensland is having green. So no color is remaining for the South Australia. So here the conflict has occurred and there is a no legal value remaining for the South Australia. So at this moment we have to backtrack, right? So where the conflict has occurred, we will backtrack at the third stage. So Northern Territory and South Australia cannot both be blue. Constraint propagation algorithm repeatedly enforces constraints locally. So this is how the backtracking algorithm works, and this is how we are going to use forward checking. Now the next point is local search for constraint satisfaction problem. So local search is very effective technique to solve the constraint satisfaction problem. In this case, initially we are going to assign value to each and every variable, and as we move forward, we will change the value of variable where the constraint is having a minimum conflict. So they use complete state formulation. Initial state assign a value to every variable and the search changes the value for one variable at a time. Now how to check of which variable value we are going to check? The variable which is having minimum conflicts, so that variable's value we are going to change. For example, in queens problem, the initial state might be the random configuration of queens into the columns. In each step, move a single queen to a new position in its column. So typically initial guess violates several constraints. The point of local search is to eliminate violated constraints. In choosing a new value for a variable, the obvious heuristic is to select a value with the minimum number of conflicts with other variable. That is known as mean conflict heuristic. So that is a mean conflict heuristic algorithm in which we are going to randomly choose a conflicted variable from the constraint satisfaction problem and from variables, and we are going to assign a value to it. So the initial state may be chosen randomly or by a greedy assignment process that chooses a minimal conflict value for each variable in turn. The conflicts function counts the number of constraints violated by a particular value given the rest of the current assignments. So this is how this minimum conflict algorithm works. We are going to choose a variable which is having minimum conflicts, which means which violates the minimum constraints. So this is an example of 8 queens problem. A two-step solution for 8 queens problem using minimum conflict heuristic. At each stage, a queen is chosen for reassignment in its column. The algorithm moves the queen to the minimum conflict square breaking ties randomly. So this is all about constraint satisfaction problem. If you have any query, you can interrupt me at any time. In next lecture, we will start with the 4th unit. Thank you so much.